It's the morning of the third day, so Sunday, and I found another rover. This is on the Carol Nash barn finds bit, where they have all the cool cars that people have allegedly pulled out of barns. This one is a 2.6 auto. It's got a Porto red body, like dark metallic red, hairline velvet or velour. No wood trim on the dash, satin wood on the doors. Is it satin? It might be walnut, can't tell, it's that corroded. Oh, it will be satin because it's quite an early car for a Series 2 on a wide plate. But not a lot of rust on this at all. So somebody is going to have a... Oh, here we go. I haven't actually read this bit. Look, proof of barnage. Yeah, that's a nice prospect. I didn't realise this till fairly recently, but 2600s and 2300s never have fan shrouds. So they always look a bit gammy, like you're missing something, but actually that's just how they were from factory. I have made use of the quiet morning and been up and bought myself one of these. This is a Stealth Vader welding mask. It's a lot more compact than your standard kind of welding mask. It seals to your eyes better. So you can basically get into wheel arch areas or tighter spaces. So if you're like me or Matt working on cars on axle stands up in wheel arches and stuff, it's cool to have that little bit more room for your head. You can put ear defenders on because they're not going to clash with the top of the helmet. It's light reacting, same as the normal ones are, and you've got all your controls there. But here you can press the grind button and it will auto white light the screen, just go from green back to white, and you've got a little torch on the top as well. Then you have your little head extension cover thing if you need it, some spare lenses. Also bought an M6 cap head bolt so I can put my selector in and actually get a tool on the top of it, on the little cone thing, and some anti-spatter goop for my welder as well. Well, annoyingly, that is my reverse light switch, and I had broken off one of the wires. Then, whilst removing it in order to try and find someone to solder the other wire on, I broke the other one off. So I've been up and around the bric-a-bracy automobilia bit, but nobody has another switch, and our stand doesn't have power, so I'm not going to be able to solder that on here. But this is all external to the gearbox, so not having it doesn't really matter. It's not going to leak or do anything funny, so that can just go in there. And so I'm going to now refit the selector and put the trim back in and shove the car on the ground, and we should be good. Back in the cabin, this is the selector. There is a little nylon button with a spring which sits in there, and that rod pokes into the selector down there. The two ears go obviously in those grooves, and then I'll have to lever those detent springs over the top to clamp it into place. Quite often the spring and pad is missing, which means that it sort of jiggles around a bit more than it should, and that is the problem area where the cup can fatigue and then that tab can snap off. So somebody's already welded it back together, and that's why I've had to go and buy myself a cap head bolt so that I can get access direct into the top of it rather than trying to use a socket, because the socket just didn't have enough clearance. That's what held me up on day one. So it will be a two-handed job. Can't really film it, but you can kind of imagine, I'm sure, what's going on. We have working gearbox. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then reverse. So all that really remains is to refit the rubber refoamy. Oh, that goes, yeah, that's the water vapour bit, then foamy bit, then trim bit and gear knob, and we are done. Next mini project, and potentially quite a messy one, I want to try and recover these tin panels, which are the trim pieces up the sides of the rear pillars, covering that bit. So I've got an offcut of vaguely beige trim. It's not as faded as this, which is not only faded but rust stained. So gonna have a go at that. It's a very quick and dirty speed recovering of these. I've also got this little brackety clip thing that will go and hold the rear of the head lining up. So I'm going to recover that in an offcut of this, and hopefully it will blend in seamlessly with my original head lining. Well, those trims are in. Colour match ain't perfect, but I don't care. And in super exciting news, Kev Clark has managed to find me a switch. It's from a Mini, so it's a bit shorter, but the wiring and the way it operates is the same. So that, I'm hoping, will be my new gearbox switch for the reverse. So I'll fit that and see if it will adjust up and work okay. I've just been checking it with a meter to make sure it works in the same way, in that it makes the circuit when this is pushed in. So yeah, cool. I think we're onto a winner. So connected, reverse. Should be good. Thanks, Kev. Oh, I got sidetracked again. Basically, I've been enjoying that and very close to finishing this. It's not the best job to do when you've had 3/4 of a pint and you've not eaten anything, but I'm going to try and drill, or use the drill bit side loaded through the fiberglass headboard to open that hole up, because at the minute the hole that's pre-drilled isn't wide enough for that. So yeah, this might be quite interesting. I did make a preliminary cut with a Stanley blade there, but I want to put this through and then just walk it sideways. What I don't want to happen is the thing to grab the headlining material and kind of chew it up, but it should be right. I could have gone up the way and get a file, but can't be bothered. When it goes through, now all I have to do is get that bit over that bit. So I might need another pair of hands to help push it up as I guide it. I say another pair of hands, I might just get a bit more determined first and then go and involve someone else. Right, yeah, I will need another pair of hands. Victim. That is much better. So now, although it's not perfectly the right colour, my headlining is nice and straight, and I can see out my back window. Well, ooh, that's the end of the show. Who come to this show very often miss a trick. They go around and they film everything static, and you can't really see the character of the vehicles because you can't hear the engines. But if you wait outside, particularly at the roundabouts outside, you can actually see them living and, well, as living, breathing creatures. So yeah, if you do come to this show on either build up or breakdown day, just go wait out on the NEC roundabout so you can see all this stuff on its way home. literally just shunted the car forwards and backwards, and it did move under its own steam in both directions. So I am gonna go home. See you later. Postscript, done about 80 miles maybe. Car runs a treat, gearbox is lovely. There is a bit of a blow from the manifold to downpipe gasket this side, so I'll have to sort that, but all in all, cannot complain. Guess what's happened? I've had a fail. Basically, I haven't got any fuel working. My fuel pump's gone off. I think it's the oil pressure switch again, so I'm just trying to remind myself which wires I need to jump in order to get the thing fucking started. But yeah, not a lot of fun. I was so close to the M25, and now the car is dead. This is a two-handed job, but somewhere in here there's a wiring diagram. I can find the wires I need to bridge together to run the pump permanently, other than through the oil pressure switch. So V8S. I am wearing a high-vis jacket and stood by my car, but I am going to go up and away from the road, just in case somebody clobbers me. Well, I'll report back in a minute. Well, after much fucking around, I have discovered that that pump doesn't work. Powering it with a power probe, get continuity, but it doesn't actually do anything. So I am gonna hit it and stamp on it. I, by pure fluke, happen to have a spare fuel pump with me, so I'm going to jump that and see if that works. If it does, swap them over. Fucking hope I can drive home. Oh my lord. Right, that's the new pump fitted. I've just powered it up from the car. I can hear it clicking and doing its stuff. So shove it back in the tank, couple of bolts in, put the pipe on, see if it fires up. If it does, shove all of that crap back in the car, get the hell out of there. I would do a yippee, but I want to get the fuck out of here. There's only one way to end the video, and that is the quest for beer and kebab. Well, I don't know what Matt from Furious Driving would say, but SD1s, they don't have a tea shelf. They have a hard-earned beer and doner kebab shelf. So that is the official sign-off for the video. I'm only a few miles from home. Car runs good again. Car sounds good again. And the gearbox is sweet as, so I'm very happy indeed. So see you later. Postscript. A nice number to end the video.